போகுது இருப்பா
You know, all of you know who is that person of chemical level speed. Chemical reaction engineering ஒரு book எழுதிருக்காரு. At least he visited IIT Bangalore. And அப்போ வந்து 1978 when he visited IIT Bangalore, he made the first accusation about chemical engineering. Chemical engineering is responsible for all the pollution that is encountered by the world. And it has to make amendments sooner or later. That was his observation in 1978. And now chemical engineering has made amendments by enveloping with biotechnology. Whereas the one engineering which is least polluting, and not saying that it is not polluting, but it is least polluting. Okay? It's a pleasure to be associated with this biotechnology. But more than one reason, of course. Professor Muthuveera has been there in Annam University for the last 17 years. Yeah, 17 years he has been there as associated professor. Basically a chemical engineer, interested in biotechnology, done a lot of work in biotechnology, both in bioeconomics and many other areas. It's a pleasure to watch him and listen to him. Right? I leave the chance to him now. Thank you, sir. Please go ahead.
Pleasant to see you all in faces. Even though it's hard time, after taking a lunch, sitting in front of someone, so it's very difficult. So we all feel drowsy. But anyhow, at the most, we have to enjoy the things. So my topic is application of biotechnology in chemical industries. So there is a slight modification in the topic which was assigned to me. So actually there is a topic is known as application of biotechnology in chemical engineering. So instead of this chemical engineering means we have to go for the industry. So the chemical engineering means the final output may be the industries. So how we are able to replace these chemical industries with the help of biotechnology. So in this case, first of all, let us know that what is biotechnology. As you all know this, you are very much associated with the biotechnology. You know that what is biotechnology. So it is the application of scientific and engineering principles. So it is the application of scientific as well as engineering principles to the processing of material with the help of biological agents. Biological agents may be whatever may be this, either it may be living things or it may be assessed by means of the living things. Right? Take for example, enzyme is a biomaterial. You can do it with the help of animals, or you can do it with the help of plants. So this is whatever may be the things. So we can simply say that application of scientific as well as engineering principles to the processing of materials with the help of biological agents. So this is why we have to go for this biotechnology. So this is capable of generating enormous wealth. So the resources are vital. So it is available in wide. So this is the reason we are moving to the biotechnology. When there is a lot of, to take for example, where the cultivation will do, where we used to do the biomass. So for that, either it may be chatroba or whatever may be things. Then we have to do the cultivation. Then we are able to support the farmer, right? When you are able to do that with the help of this chatroba, then naturally we have to support the agricultural sector. By means of this, when you are able to increase the production, by means of this replacing the hydrocarbon related or derived diesel into a biodiesel, then naturally the country's economy may be going and increasing. So what is the main method of technology in biotechnology? So this is some of the technologies that are able to apply in the modern biotechnology. We have to list out one by one. So you all well known about this genetic engineering, right? So by means of genetic engineering only, we are able to modify the whatever the species or whatever may be the thing we used to deal with. So on this occasion, the genetic engineering plays a vital role. You can modify that by means of a recombinant technology or whatever may be the technology. We have to apply the genetic engineering. Next one is culture of recombinant microorganisms, cells of animals and plants. So this that is recombinant technology. That is by means of here we can say that recombinant engineering technology. Then after this, metabolic engineering. So this is the case of that how the metabolism occurs. By means of that, how can you change that depends upon the requirement of your product. Then next one is hybridoma technology. Then bioelectronics, nanobiotechnology, protein engineering, transgenic animals and plants, tissue organ engineering, immunological assays, then proteomics, bioseparation and bioreactor technologies. So this is we know that what are the biotechnology, what it means. Then what are this technology we are using in the biotechnology. Next one is who is the end users. So which are the areas we are using this type of biotechnology. In this case, it is biotechnology as already substantially having the impact in the healthcare, mainly in this case of antibiotic production or in this case of biopharmaceutical technology. So already it is able to establish, biotechnology is already established. Production and processing of food. So many of the foods, even in our household itself, we are doing this with the help of biotechnology. We are able to do more types of food product, implementing in the food production. Take for example of this converting of milk into curd. So with the culture of yeast, right? So even in this case of household itself, we are doing this one. Similarly, in this case of rice cake preparation, we are applying this biotechnology. Right. Next one is agriculture and forestry and environmental protection. So by means of this, in the case of wastewater treatment or whatever we think, so the biotechnology having this major role, by means of this activated search process, we are able to minimize the pollutants. Then production of materials and chemicals. So this is by means of this various acids, from succinic acid to butyric acid, then the enzymes from cellulase to amylase, protease, whatever may be things, whatever the chemicals we are able to produce by means of this biotechnology. Then next one is industrial sustainability, mainly for the sustainable production and processing within the context of ecological and social sustainability. Right? So whatever may be process, that should be sustainably developed. Right? So this is a long-standing growth. That should be without affecting any of the ambience or the environment. If you take for example, so we are able to clean our households. Right? Normally we used to clean our rooms. Then after this, where we have to throw our garbage? Nearby areas, probably near to the slum areas. So that is, we are not eliminating the pollution, we are transferring the pollution from one place to another. Right? That type of technology is not needed. The technology should be in the form of, it's supposed to be a clean technology. It should not be affected to others. So in this case, so sustainable production and processing with the context of ecological and social sustainability without affecting the society. So next one is sustainable development. Actually, the definition is a complex one, but we make it ourselves in a simple, after reading this one. Process of change in which the exploitation of resources, the direction of investment, orientation of technological development and institutional change, but all are in a harmony. And to enhance both current and future potential to meet human needs and aspirations, that indicates it's supposed to meet the needs of the present without consuming the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Right? So take for example, So what is the role of the ancestors? They are supposed to save the money and to spend for us. This is the way they were doing, right? So there is a, in this case of that rare case only we are used to work hard and we used to improve. Most of the cases in Indian system, so our ancestors done a tremendous work, then we are able to repeat the group. This is happened to be in Indian system. So that means they think about the future, they done as for us. So in similar way, sustainable development means without affecting for the future generation, we have to utilize the resources. So that is the main point we have to, what are the definitions it's going on like this. We can simply say that we cannot exploit that one. We have to keep it for the coming generations. So it's defined by means of Commission of Environment and Development. They defined this the definition for the sustainable development. Then some of the distinct fields. So the biotechnology is an array enabling technology that are applicable to the broadly diverse industry sectors. It is having three distinct fields of activity. One is genetic engineering, protein engineering, metabolic engineering. So this all inbuilt of this biotechnology. But the focus now is in the fourth discipline or the fourth category, that is nothing but biochemical, bioprocess and biotechnology. Right? So this is the way, so whatever may be the process that to be implicated or it may be implemented, then only it is able to useful for the society. Even in the morning discussion itself, our professor pointed out a nice topic, that is he told that, so we used to do some inventions, even we used to do some discoveries, but whatever may be things, we used to go for the patent, but not to the society. The end users should be the society, right? So take for example, suppose we are able to manufacturing this streptokinase. What is the role of the streptokinase? It is able to reduce the cholesterol, right? So if that the case, so take for example, so the cost of that particular medicine or a drug to be near availability, otherwise it be accessible to the even a poor. So take for example, when someone having this cardiac arrest, right? How many of them you are able to know that what is the first aid to be given to the cardiac arrest people? When you are able to see that someone in your family or in your neighbor, they feel some discomfort, then what do you do?
Okay, good.
So what you are able to do? They used to keep one tablet under the particular person's tongue. Have you heard that? No one cross over this one. Right? So usually the cardiac problem persons, they used to having that tablet. But you know the cost of the tablet, I don't like to tell the name of the tablet. At least you have to go and search. Then again you have to search that at least what is the cost of the tablet. So you search and you think about this one. So why I am saying this one? Whatever may be the product that to be accessible to the society. So it requires that commercial production of biotechnology products and delivery of its service. So there are many diverse techniques that biotechnology embraces, but none is applied across all industrial sectors. Except a few, the biotechnological concepts are not transferring to the industrial sectors. So nowadays the trend is changing, right? So recognizing its strategic value, many countries now are shifting or formulating and implementing integrated plans for using biotechnology, mainly for industrial regeneration, job creation and social progress, right? So when you are able to recollect the things, hardly 12 years before, so the IT field comes in a prime position. On that day, so the mantra of that old government before 10 to 12 years before, what they told is, today IT, tomorrow BT. So what is the BT? Biotechnology. But that's not true on that case. Because of this, whatever this, by means of this, not that coming people, they must not focus on this thing. What are the projects they implemented that may be stopped or it may be having some fog in it. So that's not be developed. So actually, when you are able to focus on the biotechnology, then naturally the growth is a sustainable one. It is a progressive one. So on this case, biotechnology is best type and has been assessed a key technology for a sustainable chemical industries. So you take for example in chemical industries, so whatever this reactants used, you cannot derive this again. So if you are able to use some components that cannot be derived again, but in the case of biotechnology, you can reproduce it, again you can use it. So that is the advantage of this biotechnology. So next one is, biotechnology provides entirely a novel opportunities for the sustainable production of existing and new products and services. Mainly it is able to help in the environmental concern. So that is the case, not only remove the pollutants from the environment, but prevent pollution in the first place itself. So nowadays you are able to hear about this in the railway system, now they are using the biotoilets, right? So most of the wastage are maybe recycled. Even by means of this case of initially they used to do it with the help of incineration technique. Nowadays there is a dramatic change in this one. So the focus moved to the cleaner technology or a clean technology. So biocatalyst based processes have major roles in the play in this context. So next one is biocatalyst. So what are the advantages of the biocatalyst? It is able to operate at the lower temperature. We cannot put more energy in the case of the reaction or in the process. It can be operated in the low temperature itself. So that is able to produce less toxic waste, right? As mentioned by the professor. So it's not less, it is the least pollutant. It's not a zero pollutant, it is the least pollutant. Similarly, it is having a less toxic waste, fewer emissions and byproducts compared to the conventional chemical process. So as you know, there is a proverb, convention is made for our convenience. So convention is made for our convenience, right? Similarly, you cannot say that, so I am only focused on the quantity, I am not bothered about the quality. Today it is not feasible, right? So in this olden days, we are able to do our research with so many freedom. So you can easily cut the frog, you can easily cut the rat, but nowadays it's not possible, right? So even the research itself, we have some limitations, right? So on this case, so the new biocatalyst with improved selectivity and enhanced performance. So it should be a selective one. If it can be do that for a particular process or for the particular product. So each type of enzyme, one enzyme can do that major synthesis. So one may, with the help of this, normally you think about these enzymes, they are able to convert the higher molecules into the lower molecules. So you think about it, whatever the enzymes, they may convert this higher into the lower molecules. So on this case, the selectivity and enhanced performance for the use in diverse manufacturing and waste degrading processes became available. So by means of that selectivity, biocatalysts reduce the need for purifying the products from byproducts. So this is the advantage of this biotechnology. We put less energy in this case of the purification process because the product itself is in the form of pure form. So there is no necessary for go for the secondary processes or the further purification process. Reducing energy demand and environmental impact. So unlike non-biological catalysts, biocatalysts can be self-replicating. Next one is renewable technology. Biological production systems are inherently attractive. The reason is the basic renewable sources of sunlight, water and carbon dioxide are used to produce wide range of molecules using low energy processes. Take for example, support this conversion of major pollutants. So this is the advantage of these biotechnology or biological productions. We can use the basic available renewable sources like sunlight and water and carbon dioxide with the help of low energy. These processes have been fine-tuned by means of that providing efficient, high fidelity synthesis of low toxicity products. So it is also provide renewable bioenergy and is yielding new methods for monitoring the environment. So again, this use, what are the already it is established extensive use in the biopharmaceuticals. Biotechnology having a great impact in the healthcare, medical diagnostics, environmental protection, agricultural, even in this case of criminal investigations. So you are all well known about this from each and every crime. They are able to identify with the help of this blood sample or whatever may be the things, they are able to identify with the criminal investigation by means of these biological processes and mainly in the food processing. So in this, we may say that it's a mere shadow of the future expected impact on biotechnology in industrial production and sustainability. So now let us move to that of the ancestor of biotechnology. Or it may be we can say that it is it may be from this parent of biotechnology having a parent of chemical, right? So that's why we used to call this biochemical, right? So in this case, the chemical industry, the global chemical industry has contributed immensely to achieving the present quality of life, but it is under increasing pressure to change the current working practices in favor of greener alternatives. Even if you think about this in this case of agricultural activities, we are using so many fertilizers, we are using pesticides, we are using chemical pesticides. So now the trend is changing. Now we have a question mark. Why we unnecessarily use for the past 50 years? So anybody having this answer? For the past 50 years, we are using the fertilizers, chemical pesticides, and other types of what's it called, insecticides. We are using for the past 50 years. After independence, we are using this one. Why can't we stop it at the initial level itself? Right. Take for example. So in this case, the initial level. So when we are in a childhood, we used to take more amount of protein foods for our growth. So similarly, we have to add, even in the case of our infants, so our parents, they used, that means our mother, they used to add more amount of ghee. Is it true or not? Nowadays, we are, when the age is grown, we have to stop the ghee. So because in the childhood or infant stage, we need more energy. For that, we are using the fat content. Similarly, in the before 50 years, so here we have a drought. We are not having that much of cereals or pulses, even in this case of paddy or whatever may be thing for our intake. So on this case, there is a need of green revolution. For that sake, they are able to do fertilizer and other pesticides. But nowadays we are self-sufficient. So now we have to think about these environmental concerns, and we have to think about the future peoples. Otherwise, we have to think about the future. So on this case, we are minimizing we are supposed to advise the people not to take this chemical fertilizer. Instead of that, we have to go for the biofertilizers and biopesticides. Non-renewable energy and resources. So these are some of the drawbacks of the chemical industries. Mainly it is excessive reliance, or it maybe depends on non-renewable energy and resources, and it is also damaging environmental production processes that can be unsafe and produce toxic products and waste. So there is a mainly of this reliance of or dependent of non-renewable energy. Then it is able to damage the environmental concerns, products that are not readily recyclable and degradable after this useful life. So that is it. Simply we are dumping in somewhere else. So by means of that, the pollution may be going on in the increasing trend, and excessive regional concentration of the production. So that social benefits of the production are less widely available. So in this case of a commodity chemicals, at the base of operations that approach nature, elegance and efficiency. So these are all some of the drawbacks in the chemical industries. For that sake, in the other side, the biotechnology uses the power of life to enable effective, rapid, safe and environmentally acceptable production of goods and services. So mainly the chemical industries has used traditional biotechnological processes, mainly of this microbial production of enzymes, antibiotics, amino acids, ethanol, vitamins, enzymes, catalysts for many years. Now in addition, traditional biotechnology is widely used in producing fermented food and treating waste. So by means of this advances in genetic engineering and other biotechnologies, there is the expandable of potential of the biotechnology. That means the biotechnology innovations, mainly by means of genetic engineering and other techniques, is able to expand it and overcome many of the limitations of biocatalysts. So mainly in this case of this, the cost is the constraint in the biotechnology processes. By means of this, reducing the energy consumption, we are able to minimize the cost of the biotechnology oriented or biochemical oriented processes. So you heard about this Mansto and DuPont that were maybe associated with the petrochemical industries. For the traditionally they used to follow this petrochemical based production methods. Now they are moving towards the biotechnology or deriving significant proportion of their income through biotechnology. So that's why they are even think about this one. DuPont is a very old and renowned, it's a petrochemical industry that is able to move towards the biotechnology. So important commodity chemicals such as ethanol and cellulose esters are already sourced from the renewable agricultural feedstocks. So many of them, you know this, ethanol is now only produced in by means of biological methods. New processes and renewable resources for other commodity chemicals are currently derived almost exclusively from petrochemical feedstocks or in advanced stages of development. So for this example are succinic acid and ethylene glycol. So this is a table, some of the well-established biotechnology products. This is in this case of annual production. So here are two major areas of biotechnology that are deriving transformation of the conventional chemical industry are biocatalysts and metabolic engineering. Genetic engineering and molecular biology techniques have
have been used mainly to obtain modified enzymes with enhanced properties compared to the natural counterparts. So what is the role of this metabolic engineering or molecular level manipulation of metabolic pathways in whole or part? By means of that, microorganisms and transgenic crops and animals with a new and enhanced capability for producing chemicals. So that is, with the help of this one, we can change the pathway of the whatever the metabolism. So with the help of metabolic engineering, we can change the pathway. So next one is bioethanol. It's a future bioethanol based chemical industry, for example, will rely on biotechnology in all of the following ways. One is generation of high yield transgenic corn varieties having starch that is readily accessible for enzymatic hydrolysis to glucose. So in the bioethanol, you know this, the first step is starch to glucose, then glucose to ethanol. Mainly in our processes, the molasses may be converted into form of glucose, then glucose may be converted into ethanol. So production of engineered enzyme for greatly improved bioconversion of starch and sugars. Then genetically enhanced ethanol tolerant microorganisms that can rapidly ferment sugar to ethanol. So these are all the one of the problem now we are facing, that is, some of the microorganisms that are responsible for the conversion of glucose to ethanol, but that life may be shortened by means of this ethanol. When we are able to use that ethanol tolerant microorganism, then rapid amount of sugar may be converted into ethanol. Then ability to recover ethanol using high efficiency, low expensive bioprocessing. So there is a case of this extraction of ethanol by means of a low cost. Next one is specialty and life science of the products. Biotechnology role in the production of commodity chemicals is significant, but it's not visible, as its role in the production of agrochemicals and fine chemicals. So many renewable bioresources remain to be used effectively because they have been barely studied, or not that much of research have been done in this area. Flora and fauna of many of this world ecosystem have been badly investigated for existence of the novel components of what's the value? Potential value, right? So these are all some of the problems we are facing when you are deals with the biotechnology. That is, so there it's not visible as its role in the production of agrochemicals and fine chemicals. So in this case of agrochemicals and fine chemicals, the role of biotechnology is very least. So many renewable bioresources remain to be effective because they have been badly studied. Similarly, these are all the world ecosystem are not supporting this one. So in this case, the microalgae as a rich source of potential use of high value products. So namely, polyunsaturated fatty acids, natural colorants, biopolymers and therapeutics. So in addition to that, the microalgae are used to some extent in biotreatment of wastewater as aquaculture feeds, biofertilizers and soil inoculants. Actually, by means of that, potentially they can be used for removing excess carbon dioxide from the environment. So already know that this by means of this carbon dioxide only there is a pollution maybe in a high range. So there is so many controlling steps are taken in nowadays, even in this case of our capital. That is in this case of New Delhi, they are having some stringent measures to avoid the pollution, right? So this is the case when the microalgae are able to remove the excess carbon dioxide from the environment. So other microalgae are regarded as a potential source for renewable fuels because of their ability to produce a large amounts of hydrocarbons and generate hydrogen from water. So this is the important one because so actually we are searching for the alternatives from hydrocarbons by means of this depleting this one. So we have to think about the alternative. So in this point, the microalgae maybe act as a renewable sources of renewable fuels, mainly of this, is able to produce large amount of hydrocarbons and as well as hydrogen, biohydrogen from water. Depending on the strain and growth condition, up to 75% of algal dry mass can be hydrocarbons. The chemical nature of the hydrocarbons varies with the producer strain, and these components can be used as a chemical precursors. So in addition to that, production techniques include aquaculture in the sea, the controlled environment of aquariums, and culture of sponge cells and primordials. Cultivation in the sea and aquariums are currently the only practicable and relatively inexpensive method of producing significant quantities of sponge biomass. So microalgae's role is very essential, mainly in the hydrocarbon production, as well as in this case of bioremediation, that is nothing but wastewater treatment. So it is also act as a precursors for many of the chemical components. So another one is extremophiles or organisms that have adapted to extreme conditions such as high pressure, heat and total darkness are attracting much interest because sources of unusual specialty components. So this is extremophiles. So that is able to adapt to the extreme condition, even whether it is high pressure, high heat and total darkness, but it is having a vital source for unusual specialty compounds. Some extremophiles have already provided commercial biotechnology be reduced, and the chance of this environmental pollution also reduces. By means of this, 6-step may be converted into 1-step fermentation process. The bacterium Bacillus subtilis is the producer microorganism of this riboflavin. Then biopharmaceuticals. So biopharmaceuticals mainly because of this recombinant proteins, vaccines and monoclonals mainly represent the different classes of drugs compared to the small molecule compounds such as antibiotics. So by means of this biopharmaceuticals, mainly because of this genetic engineering or recombinant proteins, vaccines and monoclonals, is able to represent from the higher one, that is a different class of drugs, to the small molecule compounds of antibiotics. So for this example, include tissue plasminogen activator, that is TPA, insulin and recombinant hepatitis B vaccine. So take for example, so even by means of this today's development, so it is not necessary to take 3 or 4 tablets for the case of diabetic patients. So now they can take a minimum of 1 or 2. So the composition, that is whatever the requirement of the composition, that may be included in the single tablet itself. So this is the development of this technology. So in this case, tissue plasminogen activated TPA, insulin and recombinant hepatitis B vaccine. So next one is better processes for producing biopharmaceuticals such as alpha-1 antitrypsin are being developed continually. As with numerous enzymes, many naturally occurring first generation protein therapeutics such as insulin and tissue plasminogen activator that are being produced by modern biotechnology process. So this is the case. Insulin and tissue plasminogen activator may be produced by means of numerous enzymes with the help of modern biotechnology, or that may be being protein engineered to products that are potentially superior to their natural counterparts. So there is a case of streptokinase. You heard about this streptokinase. It is used for the extending its life in circulation, improving plasminogen activation and reducing or eliminating immunogenicity. So So here the protein engineering has a role broadly as successful in altering the bioactivity, stability, ease of recovery and other attributes of the proteins. So next one is enzymatic processes. So this is a case, biotechnology without enzymes is not a fulfilled one. So enzymes having the role. So enzymatic process, so it is enzymes are increasingly penetrating the chemical industry as catalyst for numerous reactions. The global market of enzyme is estimated around that is 1 trillion US dollars and expected to grow by 5 to 10% annually. Millions of the years of evolution has provided these enzymes with unparalleled capabilities of facilitating life reactions in a way that are sustainable. So this is a case of this whatever may be this conversion, even in this case of ethanol production or otherwise whatever may be even in this case of biodiesel production. So liquid may be converted into this smaller molecules with the help of lipase. Even in our digestive system, the enzymes having a major role. So few of the infants, they are unable to digest the milk because the lactase enzyme they have the deficiency of lactase enzyme. So that is only able to convert this lactic acid. So this is the case, the enzymes having the major role. So in this case of this enzymatic process, the biotechnology without enzymatic process is not that type of full circle. So compared to the chemical catalyst, enzyme catalyst are highly specific and its functions under temperature, pressures and pH that are compatible with life. Right? So it is highly specific, so it is a target oriented and its functions under temperature, pressures and pH that are compatible with life. That means it is able to sustain in the ambient temperature itself. So or otherwise in the case of atmospheric temperature itself or atmospheric conditions. Unlike many processes of conventional synthetic chemistry, enzymes require non-toxic and non-corrosive conditions. So when in this case of synthetic, conventional synthetic chemistry, so they are having a toxic and corrosive in nature. When we are applying with the help of enzymes, it is a non-toxic and non-corrosive conditions. So this is a case of new class of sugars known as isomalto-oligosaccharides. This is produced by using a glycosyl transferase. Isomalto-oligosaccharides have potentially commercial application in food industries as a non-digestible carbohydrate bulking agent. So it is used as a non-digestible carbohydrate bulking agent. They are also known as to suppress tooth decay associated with consumption of conventional carbohydrate and prevent baked goods going stale. So these are the isomalto-oligosaccharide. It may be used as a non-digestible carbohydrate bulking agent. So next important one is cellulase. This is a conversion of cellulase used in the conversion of cellulose into glucose. In the second step or the further step, it may be converted into ethanol. So in this case, cellulase is a complex of enzymes that synergistically break down the cellulose. Right? So cellulose resource, you know, this is a plant source. So even in this case, the animal is able to degrade the cellulose, but it's not feasible for the human beings. Cellulase are subject of intense research because of their potential for providing fuels, food and other chemicals from widely available cellulose. So cellulose, it's available in plenty. So the degradation of this cellulose is a challenging one. With the help of cellulase using different species, we are able to convert this cellulose into glucose, and further glucose may be into fuels. Changing the relative proportions of the enzymes in the cellulase complex create the different effects on textile fibers. So it is a, you you can change that different effects on textile fibers. So and the other case, it is also cellulose also act as a denim agents, right? So it is act as a denim agents mainly in the washing of your clothes. So amylase and protease are being added to animal feed to improve digestibility by supplementing the animal's own enzymes, right? So this it may be added to the animal feed to improve the digestion power of the animals. Even though it is also having their own enzymes, it may be added. So a lot of plant-derived animal feed contains anti-nutritional factors, so that interfere with the digestion or absorption of the nutrients. So that is able to having a negative impact. To reduce this one, you have to add the enzymes such as beta-glucanase and arabinosylanase to feed cereals, breaks down non-starch polysaccharide, anti-nutritional factors, aiding digestion and absorption of nutrients. So some of the plants, so which are from this, you take for example of this, some of the cereals. So the digestion of this cereals is a somewhat difficult one. On this case, the enzymes like beta-glucanase and arabinosylanase may added by means of this that is able to break down the non-starch polysaccharide anti-nutritional factors, that is able to improve the digestion and the nutrients assimilation may increase. So there is a digestion of phytic acid is facilitated by means of a phytase enzyme. So next one is plastic and other polymers. Occurrence of biodegradable plastics such as polyhydroxyalkyl acid, that is simply called as PHA. It is well known from 1920 itself. Many diverse plastics and non-plastic biopolymers are now available, even though they remain relatively expensive, but the production and use are environmentally sustainable. So in this case of this, the bioplastics production is much costlier than the biochemical plastics, but they are environmental friendly compared to the conventional ones. Bioplastics, a wide range of non-plastic biopolymer is available for the use of thickeners, gelling agents, lubricants and other purposes. So next one is the cosmetics, toiletries, soaps and detergents. Enzymes are finding use in cosmetics. For example, lactase is used for hair dyeing products. So nowadays we are using this so many cosmetic things we are using in our life. Coloring of hair is a common one. So in this case of this coloring, the lactase is used for hair dyeing products. The soaps and detergent industries uses biomass derived feedstocks and enzymes. So initially most of the soaps are produced from oils and fats which are derived from plants and animals. So all these soaps are produced from oils and fats which are derived from the animals and the plants. Lipases and proteases are added to help in removing oil and protein stains respectively. In addition, cellulose are added to help prevent the pilling of cotton. So detergents, clothes laundered with the enzyme containing detergents. By means of that, it's able to having much cleaner than normal one or the traditional one. So cleaner compared to the clothes washed with the traditional phosphate containing detergents. So naturally the conventional soaps or conventional detergents, they used to having this phosphate, but this enzyme added detergents may clean much, or it may be cleaned much in a high efficiency than the traditional phosphate containing detergents. Compared with the traditional detergents, enzyme containing detergents may be formulated with less phosphate to greatly reduce the release of this eutrophication agent to the environment. So that is the advantage of this enzymes in detergents. So next one is agricultural chemicals. Biotechnology can supply useful products that can be replaced conventional agrochemicals or enhance their effectiveness so that their overall consumption is reduced. So take for example, suppose in this case, so when whatever this energy requirement, suppose you are able to consume less, but the energy is more, or the energy that by means of that the energy is produced is more, then that is having the greater impact in our working state. So this is applicable to the industries or any type of process. So in this regard, when you are able to replace this biotechnological agricultural products or chemicals with the conventional agrochemicals, their effectiveness and the consumption, the effectiveness is increases and the consumption is reduces. In addition, biotechnology can provide animal feeds with the enhanced nutrition and keeping quality to improve the sustainability of animal production. Next one is biopesticides. Normally you know these pesticides are used in crop protection, management of weeds, control of insects, treatment of seeds, control of algae in swimming pools and preservation of food and textiles. When you are able to apply this biopesticide in any microscopic biological agent or product derived from microorganism for use in controlling insects, weeds and rodent pests. So this is simply we can apply this biopesticides. So it's also the biopesticides have some spectacular successes, but there have been concerns related to the effectiveness. So this generally tend to be highly target specific, do not leave toxic residues in the field, reduce the risk of resistance development in the target species, and produce lesser overall impact on the environment than the conventional chemical pesticides. So this is the advantage of this biopesticides. It is a target oriented or it is a target specific. By means of that, there is no possibility of toxic residue in the field or a farm. It is able to reduce the risk resistance development in the target species. So take for example, even in this case of insects like mosquitoes, we used to having so many precautionary methods, but they are able to develop its resistance by day, right? So similarly for this case of insects in the agricultural fields, but when we are applying this biopesticides, they are able to reduce the risk of resistance development in the target species and to produce a lesser overall impact on the environment than conventional chemical pesticides. So next one is biofertilizer and soil inoculants. Biofertilizer and inoculants are attracting attention as inexpensive and safe alternative to chemical fertilizers. They are used to deliver nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur and certain other inorganic nutrients required for the crop growth. So this is a way of this biofertilizer or inoculants. They are having a much attraction. Reason is it is inexpensive, safe alternative to the conventional one. There is nothing but chemical fertilizer. They are able to deliver the same nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and sulfur and certain other inorganic nutrients required for the crop growth. The first generation of biological fertilizer was based on nitrogen fixing rhizobial bacteria found naturally in the root nodules of legumes. These bacteria fix nitrogen from the air to provide the plant with assimilable nitrogen. So this is bioenergy and fuels. So biotechnology production of fuels continues to attract much attention. Mainly the bioethanol, firewood, biogas, biodiesel and biohydrogen are examples of biofuels. So even though this bioconversion of lignocellulosic biomass into sugars for fermentation to ethanol has been extensively studied, but it remains intractable. The reason is the conversion rate is somewhat less when cellulose to glucose conversion. Then the cost we are putting in the form of conversion. So similarly, the anaerobic digestion of organic waste to methane is another widely used technology. So here the modern biotechnology has already greatly impacted the traditional production of bioethanol. Mainly of this higher yielding, genetically modified corn reduce the cost of main feedstock. So this is a case already we have this discussion about this one. So bioenergy fuels, blending of gasoline with bioethanol directly reduces the consumption of fossil fuels and environmental pollutions. Mainly these volatile organic compounds, nitrous oxide, benzene and particulates, which are associated with the conversion of unblended gasoline. So similarly, the biodiesel is significantly less polluting than petrol and diesel. Here the conversion of biomass to energy is highly attractive. So this is a less polluting one, that is biodiesel is a less polluting one. Conversion is highly attractive. In terms of energy, annual production of biomass is about 5 times the global energy consumption. Only 1% of commercial energy originates from biomass at present. Organic waste from landfill sites and farms can be converted into combustible biogas. That is 55% methane and 45% carbon dioxide through anaerobic digestion. Liquid hydrocarbon fuels can be produced from plant, animal and microbial oils. So bioprocessing of biomass to produce industrial chemicals. Hydrocarbon purchase represent the major share of the industrial raw material cost. When there is depends upon this crude oil import, the money value or this GDP may be fixed. When the crude oil cost is going on increases, you know that, then naturally the money value is getting on diminished or it may be reduces. So that is the case. The hydrocarbon purchase represent the major share of the industrial raw material cost. As reserves of high quality fossil fuels are depleted, we have to search for the other renewable sources for hydrocarbon feedstock. That type of sources are renewable vegetable, animal and microbial matter. A change of feedstock from fossil hydrocarbons to plant derived matter will impact dramatically in the restructure of chemical manufacture into sustainable production. So you see this with the help of this vegetable waste, animal and microbial matters, we are able to go for the alternative to the hydrocarbon feedstocks. So by means of this plant derived matter, we have to alter or we have to restructure the chemical manufacture to enable sustainable production. So next one is environmental biotechnology. Treatment of municipal wastewater by activated sludge method. So this is the first major use of biotechnology in bioremediation applications. Activated sludge treatment remains a workshop technology for controlling pollution of aquatic environment. Similarly, aerobic stabilization of solid organic waste through composting has a long history of use. So vermicomposting, you heard about this one. So more recently, microorganisms and enzymes have been successfully used in diverse bioremediation applications. So here this, from what we are able to summarize the things, the application of biotechnology across various industries has invariably led to both economic